city. We need to bring the film and the music industry to Denver. Not only will I think it will help lower violence in our city, but I think that it will add more sales tax dollars to help with homeless initiatives, and we could add jobs, add income. There's a lot of rappers. It amazes me that every rapper and actor in Denver, for whatever reason, is not getting behind my campaign. We got club promoters that are going to become millionaires when I'm the mayor, when I make Denver a 24-hour world class city. And I haven't heard from them. That's kind of the pains of running for office. But these are the types of things that need to be done. Because if other people can move the city forward, that's why I'm running for office, to make sure that we get somebody who's from the culture in office to move our city forward. We're not going to have any more African Americans or Latinos on the Five Points. That's almost done. We're getting washed out of Northeast Park Hill. We have some African Americans left. We have a lot of Latinos moving into Montbello, but Montbello is actually a very neglected community, and a lot of Latinos moving into Montbello are being very neglected. No one is speaking for that demographic. Most African Americans are being pushed into Green Valley Ranch, in Green Valley Ranch. If you own your house, you can't even put a basketball hoop up. That's a $250 fine,
Really?
or they'll put a
That's
lien on
wild.
your house. Once they put these fines, these HOA fees on your house,
Mm,
you can't even sell your house until you pay those HOA fees. There's a lien on your house for putting up a basketball hoop. So this is what I'm saying. If we don't get someone in office who's concerned with these things, how are we going to have a hip hop community in Denver if it's not a 24-hour city? If the clubs close at 1:30 and there's a bunch of shootouts and violence at Lodos, you got to hurry
yeah.
up with there, get your set in, get your set in. You got to get pushed out with all kinds of different elements by 2 o'clock. That's not conducive for a city to have artists get signed and to have other artists come to our city. If we don't bring the film industry to Denver, then you could just keep seeing people from Los Angeles and Atlanta in movies. Nobody's making the movie in Denver if we don't have a movie studio. Here's
Yeah.
a lot of equipment. It takes a lot of work. We need sales tax um, initiatives and dollars to make sure that we have people who even say they want to move a film studio to Denver. So those are the type
Right.
of things that it's going to take a mayor to do, and that's why I'm running for mayor. A lot of me running for mayor is really based off of the culture of people that I'm trying to save, and a lot of that is people who are involved with hip hop culture. I'm not just saying this because I'm black. I'm saying this because these are the people who I know need the most help.
Mm,
Black people and brown people in Denver, and working class white people too. If you grown up even around here, Lakewood, the Five Points, Park Hill, and Montbello, and you white, you probably caught up in that same poverty. Or people in Denver need a mayor in office who's going to really make sure that those needs are taken care of. And I don't hear any of these candidates talking about poverty. I don't hear them talking. They won't even mention hip hop. There's 17 people on the ballot. One has actually dropped off the ballot. I'm the only candidate who will admit I listen to rap music. When every candidate, who doesn't listen to rap music? Now,
right.
that's
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
culture. When you're ashamed to mention that you listen to rap music, how can you represent the people who are the most downtrodden, who their favorite genre of music is actually hip hop music? Okay, so I'm here representing not only that culture, but I'm here representing our unhoused neighbors. We had 3 dozen women murdered, severely maimed in the metro area last year in Denver. A lot of young women in the Five Points getting murdered, Park Hill, Montbello, Queen Valley Ranch. I'm not running for mayor of Aurora, but Aurora lost some young women too. When candidates talking about how many young women are murdered in our surrounding areas in Denver, these are mainly Latinas, but African American women too have been shot and killed found by dumpsters. One candidate's mentioning is these are our daughters, these are our sisters and our friends. So I'm running for office to represent downtrodden people in the city of Denver, and there's a really good chance I can win this election.
Yeah.
And the
That's
reason I
real.
even want to get on Mount High Minutes because if you're 18 years old, you can register to vote. That's best right you have in the United States is you can pick who your next leader is. And that's why you have certain people from certain demographics wanting someone who looks like them, someone who's white, someone who's a woman, or someone who's this. Because a lot of times, if someone's from your demographic, they're going to make decisions that are for your best interest. A lot of our hip hop artists have children.
Mm.
They are living in poverty. They rap about poverty. They have elderly people in their family. We're not having the millions of dollars of hip hop money flowing into Denver. A lot of our artists in Denver are really trying to make it and survive. You should make sure you're registered to vote and vote for me. Vote for somebody who's from the demographic, because I'm speaking to this demographic saying I care about your needs and concerns, not just because I
Mm.
make music or I used to be a gang member. No, vote for me because I'm talking about finding jobs, making our city a safer city, adding more public housing to people who are our family members who need housing. We need rent controls in Denver. The mayor can't just put rent controls. The governor has to do it at a state level. But once Governor Polis signs rent control at a state level,
Yeah.
municipalities, mayors can opt in. And of course, if I'm Mayor of Denver, I've been saying since day one, once Governor Polis signs rent control into law, the municipality of Denver under my administration, we're signing rent control into law. Uh, uh, I'm speaking to people who watch this platform. These are the things that I'm going to do to make sure that it's better for your children. Where is your daughter going to live in 10 years?
Yeah.
So just any negativity that you've heard, just because I've had to defend my life, be more worried about your daughter or your son's life than you are a hater talking about Terrence Roberts. Because I am on the ballot. I'm number 6 on the ballot. You can register to vote on your cell phone. You can Google register to vote Colorado. It takes 1 minute to register to vote. They just need your name, your address, your date of birth, your driver's license number, or the last 4 of your social. It really doesn't take long to vote. Early voting actually starts today, Denver. So this is the 27th up until April 4th at 7 p.m. You can be in line or go vote in person. They'll register you to vote there. But if you live in Denver County, you have family that live in Denver, vote for Terrence Roberts. Because I'm worried about who's going to be our next mayor. Because whoever our next mayor is going to be, they could be mayor for 12 years. Because the mayor of Denver in our city charter says you could run for mayor 3 times.
Mm.
It's 4-year terms. So whoever's going to be our next mayor could be mayor for 12 years. Impoverished communities in Denver don't have 12 years. Westwood, developers are gonna, Westwood's not even gonna be Westwood anymore. So if you're a rapper, you from Westwood, if you watch Mount High Minute, they're coming for your community. They're coming for you. They're gonna be calling it Western Sierras overlooking downtown. It's not even gonna be Westwood anymore. Look at how they renamed the North Side the Highlands. That's what comes with gentrification. It's not just moving out people of culture or of color. It also comes with a whole renaming of your whole community. They don't even want your community even named. So I'm really here fighting for Westwood, fighting for the North Side, fighting for the 5 Points, Park Hill, Montbello, Aurora, ACO. I'm fighting for our communities. And that's all I can offer, man, is when I'm in office, I'm going to do these things. And we really need 18-year-olds. We really need people who are 19, 20, 21 to don't just rap about it. Don't complain about it, because that's weak sauce. No, go vote, bro. Go vote, ma'am. Takes a minute to register to vote, man. Go down there. If you working, most rappers in Denver gotta work.
Right. Yeah.
They're working jobs. All this talent, man. We can't even really get nobody who's getting 5-10 bands a show, bro. Like, when I'm in office, we're gonna work on those types of things. I really want to bring the arts to Denver, because I really feel like through the arts, we can lower these. We had 88 homicides in Denver last year.
You can focus on that instead of the streets and stuff.
I worked in Denver. I worked in Los Angeles where Crips and Bloods were focused on. As soon as a dope beat, they be mean mugging. As soon as a dope,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen just a beat bring Crips and Bloods together because they about to start rapping on this beat. And they was just about to start fighting right before somebody said, "Where you from?" The engineer turned the beat on, and it went from me mugging to now they're writing verses together. Man, if we could bring the film industry to Denver, you know how many jobs that would create? You know how many you wouldn't have to go to LA to be in the industry. we'll have a studio right in our city. That's how Bone from Training Day, he was on probation and had a job at Universal Studios. And the guy in the Miller Lite commercial was a fake gangster. And the
Mm.
guy asked Bone, man, can you stand there and look like a gangster because you were a real one? Bone said, sure. He did the Miller Lite commercial. Next thing you know, Eve flew him out to do her music video and paid him like $25,000 because he was on probation, working at the Miller Lite commercial, moving all the camera equipment.
Mm.
Now, Bone's rich. He's been in Training Day. I mean, Suge ran him over. He had the money to get his feet fixed. He didn't need Section 8. I mean, he didn't
Yeah.
need a GoFundMe. He's worth it. He got his own body fixed. So those are the type of things I really want to do for Denver, man. We do need more public housing that's well managed, not racist public housing. We need public housing that's well managed and to make sure that our babies have somewhere to live in 10 years. And I'm in the race and I'm very, very confident
That's dope.
that
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the runoff. So the top two people, 50.1% of the vote person, there has to be a runoff between the top two people. So I'm very confident if people even watch platforms like this go out and vote for me because I do have their best interest at heart, there's a really good chance I can make the runoff. And then the next election with the top two people is June 6th.
Mm.
So I'm in there, bro. This is anybody's race. 58% of people are undecided, and over 50% of the ballots have not been turned in and have been mailed out. So, man, hopefully you can get this chopped up, some of this,
Yeah.
before April 4th. And man, let's get to the polls. This is the next step of hip hop. This is the next necessary step, and it's just rapping about the poverty
Yeah.
or getting somebody who is proud to say I'm from the genre and from the community into office, changing the poverty. It's almost like you want the poverty just to have something to rap about.
Right.
Let's
That's real.
change the poverty.
That's real.
You know.